What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy. Now, shout to all my DJs out there from South Africa to New York City. Now, DJs, I know you're getting busy on your live streaming, and what, after 59 minutes, cut you off. Or you doing a dope-ass mix, cut you off. Or you're DJing and people want to give you a little tip. They want to say, yo, we appreciate you. They got to leave the live stream to go to another app to tip you? Not anymore. This new app is just for you. And I want you to go to the website, zaplife.social. What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome. Hello, 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 beautiful people.
God damn, you look beautiful.
Aw. Thank you.
Them things are just out there. I'm just saying, this reminds me of the first time I seen you.
No.
And you were running track.
You can't tell that story
And
yet.
they were just bong. I mean, you look beautiful. I just want to say you look
Thank
very beautiful. You fix up nice.
I love you.
I love you.
You sweet baby.
I was waiting for her to say the same to me, but fuck it. I just,
You want me to tell you that you
forget it.
You want me to tell you that you look beautiful?
Yes.
Baby, you look beautiful.
Doesn't matter because I had to tell you to say it. I got to tell you to say it. No, but you look beautiful. I just want to say
Thank you.
hopefully you guys are doing well out there. I don't know how many podcasts we're going to be doing at this house because we sold our house. And I mean, I know the background looks nice, but if you seen the rest of the house, you'd be like, it doesn't. And that's because we're packing. We're getting stuff out of here. I want to say shout out to the new owners. Such nice people. They're just, when you do business with people and they just have good hearts and they have a good heart. This is the first time we've ever sold a home where we actually speak to the owners and are talking and having conversations and conversing about the house and really
Getting to know them.
Yeah. Usually we sell a house, we get in, get out.
You don't even know what they look like.
I don't even know what they look like.
The lawyers and the realtors deal with it. You don't even get into it like that. But with them, it's a different story and it's nice.
Yeah, they're a family. They're moving in. So you kind of want them to...
They have 4 kids and a dog.
Get the best out of the house. And, you try to give them all the information, the shortcuts, help them about the area, tell them about everything because you just want them to enjoy the house like we did. We've been living in this house for 14 years. And the only reason I know it's 14 years is because I'm starting to find shit from 14 years ago. Now, you don't understand. So, shout to Benz, my assistant. She cleaned out my sneaker closet, right? And for y'all that don't know, I didn't know I had about 600, 700 pairs of sneakers. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Sounds about right.
But in the sneaker closet, there's another secret closet. Did you know that?
I set up the secret closet.
The secret closet got about...
You forgot that it existed?
Yes. The secret closet has about another 150 pair of sneakers. Like, it's ridiculous. And some of these sneakers I had since I was 16 years old. Like, the original Allen Iversons that Gia shitted on me on.
If you guys remember that podcast.
If not, go back to it, because I don't want to get into this argument with you. The original Shaquille O'Neal, the pumps. The original Bathing Ape sneakers back in the day. I
got you those.
Well, there's like 6 pair in there.
That was before we moved into this house.
Which ones did you get me? You got me the Jamaican ones?
I got you those. And I got you the white with the royal blue and the red.
Those are down there. I see those today. Also, what I found back there too is I found 4 pair of Pradas.
In good condition?
In great condition. Remember when Pradas were popping?
The Prada sneakers,
yes.
Yeah. Some people still think they're popping. Like some people still like really rock them hard, yeah.
Okay, no doubt.
Yeah, but they weren't worn or they were worn?
No, not worn.
They're like brand new?
Yep. I found a pair of...
What colors?
There was a periwinkle blue. And the only reason I know it's periwinkle...
Were they periwinkle and patent leather? Leather periwinkle? Yeah. I remember those.
They're downstairs right now. And the only reason I remember because you had a periwinkle bag that matched.
Right.
I don't know I can't remember the other color. I think it was
silver.
Gray.
Like a silver. The all black.
There's no all black down there. I didn't see those.
And it's like a white and gray.
White and gray. Yeah. And red. Patent leather red.
And patent leather red.
Those are all
Remember
down there?
Madison had the matching Prada sneakers to wear with yours?
I remember.
She had the silver, the blue, and the red.
You know what's dope that I found too? Let me just talk about shit. A pair of Gucci loafers.
Oh, yeah, with the silver buckle.
Yeah, I don't know if I could wear them anymore because I don't know if my foot grew
Did you try them on?
I tried to put them on and my feet were hurting. I felt like a chick at the club that just, like, my feet were hurting.
By the end of the night, she's walking barefoot out the club?
That was definitely those. So I found all those gems in there. And also, since that we're moving, I found a lot of pictures that we've had. There's so many different pictures. We have so much history that I forget about so much. So the other day we were reminiscing, looking at photographs and Gia. I talk about it all the time that Gia was a model. I talk about it all the time that Gia was in pageants. Can I show them a couple pictures?
No.
But
sorry.
Like, Gia was like at a young age. Gia was like a little star. Like, she had black and whites where she would sign autographs. I'm not lying, am I? She has all these videos on VHS. I know a lot of you are like, what the hell's a VHS? I see her pageants, her first Miss Teen USA, we found all that material. So
there's Miss Junior Teen New York.
I think we should show some of that stuff.
I'll think
like
about
your first interview and all. I think it's just dope. It's just history that's just.
I saw you pull out some of those modeling pictures. Like, I used to be on the cover of like textbooks.
Yeah, like she had all sorts of model pictures, JCPenney. She had all
that
those
stuff. Yeah.
It was pretty cool. So, so we've been cleaning and seeing all that. So, just to say that, just shout out to the new owners, man. I'm excited for you to get in here and really enjoy and start
make
loving
memories,
the house and making it your own.
Because we're going to miss it.
Yeah,
we are going to miss this house. So we're thinking maybe 2 weeks we close. So we'll probably be out of here in 2 weeks.
I did ask for one favor from them though.
What? I
was like, look, our pool at the other house is not open yet. So can we still use your pool? They was like, sure, come back anytime. I was like, all right, we'll just leave the kids here and keep it moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, so shout out to them. You know what I want to talk about today to start off?
What?
Of course, if you have kids, some of you are kids already in school, but for us, we're still trying to decide if we're going to allow our kids to go to school. I want the kids to go to school. Madison is going to NYU, of course, next year. We've talked about it a lot. And she's actually staying on campus.
This year. It's still this year.
Oh, this year, yeah. And she's going to be staying on campus. And I had a tough decision with that. Reason being is what NYU is doing is she has one class per week where she has to go in.
Only one?
Only one.
I thought did it change?
Yeah, no, it was only one. Before it was two, but now it's only one.
That means it changed.
Yeah, it changed. And the rest is virtual. And Madison, it didn't really make sense for her to go dorm. I mean, we live 20 minutes away from NYU, so it's not like
it's a problem. Is it actually 20 minutes?
Yeah.
I know that we're like 20 minutes into the city, but then to get to the village, is it actually 20 minutes?
It's like maybe 25 minutes to
30
NYU.
minutes?
Traffic maybe.
Okay.
But it didn't make, it didn't make sense. Madison could live at home. She could cook at home. We could save money on room and board. But we thought about it, and Madison was like, damn, like so many different students come from so many different places in the area, in the world, that they're all going to be dormant. So for herself, she won't get to meet anybody but that one day when she's in class. And how many kids will be in that class?
She'd be missing out on
the college
her
experience.
Freshman college experience.
Right. So Madison is going to go dorm. So students out of state have to be there ready. Have to quarantine 14 days.
Weeks.
That's right, for 14 days. Since Madison is in state, she doesn't have to necessarily quarantine, but she has to take a COVID test, which I have to do with her tomorrow.
Right.
So Madison has to do the COVID test where they put the Q-tip up her nose and damn near touch her brain. Madison is scared. So I'm going to be doing it with her, which I shouldn't have to because I don't need a COVID test. But if my baby's scared, I am going to do it with her.
Which reminds me of the reason why I know that you are doing that. The way that you're raised and the way that you're parented when you're a child, I think has so much to do with the parent that you become. And him telling me that he's going to do the COVID test with Madison tomorrow reminds me of a story that he's told me and that his parents has told me. When you were a child, you got really sick. Do you know what it was that you had?
Pneumonia.
It was pneumonia, right? So he had pneumonia as a child, and he had, as your mother would say, a wicked bad fever. And the doctor said that, it was pertinent that the fever get broken. And they put him in a tub filled with ice. And I guess it was just so overwhelming for you that his father took off his clothes and got in the tub with him just to...
He didn't take off his clothes. He had a bathing suit on. We both were naked in the tub.
Well, he took off his street clothes.
Right.
I think they knew what I meant.
People out there are creepy.
So that they could share in that moment and it wouldn't just be on you, because I would have been on the side like, it's okay. It'll be okay. Don't worry. Just a few more minutes. Like, I could have gotten in that ice tub, So I think that you took a page from that, and I don't know. It has something to do with how you parent now.
Yeah, so I was like 6 years old. Like you said, I think I had like 104 temperature, and they needed to break it. So they put a tub of ice, and just think about it, at 6 years old, trying to get your kid to get into a tub of ice cold water. Impossible. And I was crying, so my dad was like, look, all right, we'll do it together. And he got in there with me, and he stayed in that tub with me, and I just remember that. So when Madison said she was scared and she didn't want to take the test, and I didn't want to take the test, I ain't gonna front, I'm scared. No, I'm messing up her little pillow.
No. The sound of you rubbing your foot on the pillow is like driving me crazy.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
So I decided to do it. And what Madison doesn't know, and I didn't know, but the nurse told me that is that they have to do both nostrils.
What?
Yes.
Since when?
I don't know, but the nurse...
That's some new-ish?
I don't know. The nurse was like, I just want you to know that it's both nostrils. I'm like, why? Why do I need both nostrils? So tomorrow... I like, even thinking about it is fucking insane. I do not want to do this.
And they made it seem like that Q-tip is like this. Could you even imagine?
Oh, fuck. Oh. But I know she has to do it to go to college, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to tape it too. So
wait,
by the time this podcast is out,
coming to the house?
Yeah, she's coming to the house tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning. So I'm going to tape it too. So hopefully we'll have it and we'll show it here so you can see it.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Depends how bad I am crying and how bad I look. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So she is going to school now. The babies. Now, when we say the babies, we talk about the 4, the 6, and the 7-year-old, right? Their school's a little different. In Jersey, what they're doing is, which makes no sense to me. I really don't understand it. They're allowing the kids to go to school in the morning from 8 a.m. to 12. Then at 12, you bring them home, and then they do the rest of the school from home, from 1 to 3.
Virtually.
But my whole thing is, if they're in school, why take them out? Like, why take them out? But I feel
they might. We need to find out. They might be bringing half of the kids in the morning. And then sending them home for the remainder of the day to be virtually schooled, and then during that time bring in the second half. So this way they can keep a small amount of kids during the school day.
You're smart. See that you got that nice. But yeah, and that makes sense because there's only 4 or 5 kids per class.
Oh, is that what they said?
Yeah, very small class because they're trying to keep that, and that makes sense. That's probably why they're doing it. That's how they're able to keep the class so small. Right. If you have 5 kids in the class, no school's gonna have 5 kids, so they'll have 10 to 15. So that makes sense.
Yeah,
you're pretty smart. I didn't think about that.
Well, thank you.
I didn't think about that. All right.
So, I feel okay with London because I believe that she's mature enough to follow the rules, keep the mask on, not touch her face, and, whatever the protocols are. We all know what the protocols are. Jackson, not so much. Brooklyn, absolutely not. So that worries me, sending Jackson and Brooklyn to school, because even if they clean and sanitize between sessions and whatnot, I would feel more comfortable if she was able to keep with the protocols. And I just don't think that she's going to be able to do it. I think she's going to take her mask off, shoot it at people, pick her nose, what I mean? Yeah, I get it. Whatever it is. So I don't know. That makes me a little nervous. I don't quite know how I feel. I know what they have intended, but we really haven't sat down and had a conversation about if we want them there, I don't even know if virtual schooling for the entire day is an option.
It is an option.
For the babies.
Yes, but the problem with that is if I'm on a Zoom for 30 minutes,
You're checked out on the 31st minute?
I'm checked out on the 31st minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I don't want to look at you through the Zoom. I'm tired. And then I can do other things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I prefer to have them there where they can learn. And especially at that age where they should be learning, they should be talking. Like, I just can't see them with so much going on in this house, stuck on that laptop, ready, you know.
The bigger question is, how am I going to be able to virtually school 3 children at the same time?
Yeah. That's going to be difficult.
Oh, no, it's actually impossible. I'm only one person.
Yeah.
I mean, London is good on her own, but with Jackson and Brooklyn, so let's say 2 kids at the same time, that's still a feat. I don't know if, you know.
Yeah, but that's, you know, some of the things that we're going to have to figure out.
Because Jackson's education is more involved now. Like Brooklyn, they might be, you know, doing virtual Ring Around the Rosie. She's 4 years old, so that might not be.
And Jackson is the one that's going to be the toughest, where I really want him to go to school, because now he's at that age where he's learning, reading, multiplication and division and all that.
Right, he's like on the cusp of all of the common knowledge that he's supposed to acquire at
London
this time.
learned that already, and I don't know I can't teach a kid how to read. I tried. I can't do it. I know how to read.
Clearly that wouldn't end well, right. guys?
No. I know how to read because I was taught, but that to teach somebody and pronounce the words,
silent letters, and
you know, like lasagna. How do you tell a kid to pronounce lasagna? You know, because it's really la ga, you know, like ga, but there's no ga. Like lasagna, like where's the G, Dad? Huh?
Lasagna.
Yeah, but
and lingerim.
Yes.
And lingerie.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how do you teach a kid that? Like, and then he says, well, why is the G
and
silent?
champagne?
And how come the G is not always silent?
Champagne.
Champagne. But
how do you teach them? Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I don't know the answer. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very, very difficult. But
and what about Logan? So Logan wants to fight you right now.
Oh, what day does he? Well, he doesn't want to fight me.
Logan wants to fight you right now because you are, and we haven't talked about this. Mm-hmm. So I guess we can have the conversation right now.
Sure.
Logan's school is giving them the option of being virtually schooled in its totality or going to school in its totality. And you want him to go to school.
Correct.
Why is this? Because now you're talking about older boys, you're talking about teens who have more of a social life, who may or may not be social distancing, that he would be around on a daily basis. He goes to an all-boy Catholic school. I don't know how seriously they're taking the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? So for Logan to be in that environment day after day after day, because we take the pandemic very seriously. Like mm-hmm. my kids aren't really socializing much. And if they are, it's under certain restrictions and within certain parameters, etc. So now you're kind of throwing him in an environment where God only knows if he can come home with COVID and infect the rest of the house. So why are you hell-bent on him going to school? I think I could imagine why. A couple of reasons. But when you put it on the scale, why does it tip towards him physically being in school?
Okay, I look at it like this. So Logan plays football. He works out with his football team 4 days a week, right? Mm-hmm. Now, those 4 days a week is not like 20 students. There are freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors out there practicing. They all practice together. So that is a lot of boys out there that he's around, right? Mm-hmm. And you can sit there and say, okay, he has a mask on, but does he really have a mask on that entire practice? I can't see all those boys having a mask on that entire practice. So he's around his classmates already. Now, with high school, let's be honest. If you make me virtually learn and I have a test, I am never failing a test. Right?
Me either.
And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say,
so true.
I'm gonna say some real shit, right? So, I don't know if I should say it. All right, I'll say it. First of all, Esdot, can you please take that cup off my nice piano, please? This guy has a red cup on my piano.
Solo cup.
Is an expensive piano. And all I can see right now, if I get up, is a ring around this motherfucking piano that it's a lot of money. Took me about 7 years to pay off this piano.
It's so true.
And if I see that ring on that motherfucking piano,
wait,
that starts going to owe me 5 minutes.
Is the piano paid off?
Yes.
It is paid off now? Okay.
It took us like 7 years to pay off this piano. Motherfucker's crazy.
We bought it for Madison for her 9th birthday.
Yeah.
So.
Might have just paid it off yesterday. But anyway. What I was saying. Oh, so back to Logan. So, I was saying.
Hold on. There was a ring. He's wiping off the ring. There was a ring? There was a ring. Then why are you drying it with your t-shirt? Do you know the t-shirt's going to scratch the piano? It's okay. I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you.
So the other day, every couple of years you take a defensive driving class, right? So now, of course, since COVID, they have this defensive driving class online, right? Mm-hmm. I got 100 in every section of that defensive driving class.
I think you need to say no more.
Right? So now, when it comes to Logan, now Logan has a test, right? And Logan has to take the test. You think he will fail that test? Hey Siri.
But don't they have certain precautions that they're taking to make sure that
there's no possible way. If the camera is on me and I have my phone right there, you can't see what I'm looking at. It looks like I'm looking at the screen.
Yeah, but you would have to search for an answer.
How easy is that? I can mute the camera and say, "Hey Siri, who was the first president of the United States?" And unclick it and it'll pop right up.
But if your teacher sees your mouth moving or if she sees you leave the screen, then that's like a cheat alert. Right.
But there's 30 other kids. She has to look at every kid all the time.
I don't know. For tests, can they record? Can they record?
Who?
The teacher. Can she record the test taking? So she might not catch you live, but if she goes back and watches, would she be able to catch you?
Maybe. Or on Zoom, I could be on Zoom and still type on my laptop and nobody knows. Do you know how many times I'm on a Zoom doing an interview and I'm looking at cars or looking at all types of stuff and they be like, right, MV? And I'm like, yeah. But really, I'm on World Star.
You'd be like, word, that's crazy.
That's crazy. But really, I'm on World
If I say that to you, that means I'm not paying attention to what you're saying.
Right.
If you get a word that's crazy from me, I haven't heard a thing that you said.
Or I'm looking at World Star, the latest thing on World Star. And there's nobody can tell you. Like, you can't tell. So for me, knowing that about Logan, right? And I know how Logan
what about you? Don't know that about Logan.
I know that about Logan. Logan is the shortcut king. He is the shortcut king. Mm-hmm. So I know that about Logan. Uh-huh. So that's not the problem. The problem is, okay, if he does that, that's foul. But my problem is next year when COVID open, when the schools open back up, and the things he was supposed to learn, he never really learned because he was half-assing or going around taking a shortcut. Now he's even more fucked because he really doesn't know what was taught.
Okay.
In class, the teacher's there. He has to learn. Mm-hmm. He has to pay attention. He has to understand what's going on.
Oh, COVID schmovid.
Like there's
like,
no. But I see.
What do you think is more important, though?
If he's out there, and this is what I told him, if he's out there playing football, he's risking it right there playing football. So to go in class now, let me tell you one other thing. Like you said, a lot of parents won't have their kids in there, so the classroom's not going to be that packed. Last year when Logan was when Logan was in school, Logan would come downstairs like 8 o'clock in the morning, make himself some breakfast. I'd be like, "What are you doing?" He'd be like, "I'm in class." I'm like, "Where's your laptop?" "Oh, it's upstairs. I'll be up there in a second." That was Logan. Mm-hmm. Logan was supposed to dress up every day in a shirt and tie.
Because they wear uniforms.
They wear uniforms. I said, "Logan, where's your shirt and tie?" I told him my camera doesn't work. That is Logan. He is the shortcut king. He is the shortcut king.
That whole dressing up for virtual school when you're laying in your bed.
But they don't want you to lay in your bed. They want you to get up. Laying in the bed, they understand that the kids won't want to learn. So they want him to get up. But that's my thing. I know Logan. Like, Logan is me. And I know what I would do.
Right.
Like, if I could do the Breakfast Club from my bed, I would. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I don't is because I don't want to wake you up when I'm like, "Good morning, USA."
You wake me up anyway.
Right. Well,
you yell that "Good morning, USA" from the office, which is right across the hall from where we are now. And I can hear it in our bedroom, which is right above where we are right now. And it is so obnoxiously loud.
If you didn't sleep naked, I probably would do it from my bed. Like,
wait, what?
I said, if you didn't sleep naked every night, I would do the Breakfast Club from the bed. I wouldn't brush my teeth or nothing. Just be like, "Good." Like, that's what I would do. But that is Logan. Mm-hmm. Like, he is like his dad when it comes to that.
Okay, all right.
And I know I need him to get the education that he needs. So next year, which is a very important year, your junior year, he needs to make sure his grades are good. He needs to make sure that he plays good sports. He needs this. That's the year where colleges look at.
Yeah.
And I
Junior.
can't have him say like, damn, I didn't really learn much because I was fucking around. Like, I need him to get that, you know? If he was a student that I know can sit down and really learn, then I'd be like, all right, Logan. Like,
I mean,
this is Madison, right? Madison's even a half-asser. Like, she's the same.
No, she's not.
What?
She's not a half-asser.
Yes, she is.
No,
Do you know how
she's
many
not.
times Madison fell asleep during class and somebody's texting?
Oh, you mean during virtual school?
Yeah, during virtual
Oh,
school.
I thought you just meant in life.
Madison,
Or
first
in
of all,
school.
First of all, I don't even know how Madison's going to get up every day. Like, Madison sleeps like a log.
No. You know, they say a person sleeps like a rock. Madison sleeps like a boulder.
Yes.
I have never in my life witnessed someone sleep as hard as Madison. You could take an alarm and put it on her eardrum and the kid will not wake up. You can shake her. You can do everything short of pouring a bucket of water on her face and she will not wake up. It's incredible. Like, she's in that REM sleep like a mother trucker.
Yes. So when it comes to Maddie, she is that one kid that will fall asleep during class. She is that one kid that she'll be downstairs making me breakfast and I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm in class.
She's like, I already learned it. I know it already.
That's Maddie. Mm-hmm. So I just know that if my kids are like that, most kids are like that. And the problem is they're not getting the education that they need for the next year when it opens back up. But the things that they were supposed to learn, they'll never really learn. And I want them to get that knowledge. I want them to get that education. And I know being at home with everything going on here, it won't happen.
But at the risk of laying another layer of potentially contracting COVID to it, I don't think it's worth it. When you put it on the scale, I don't really believe that it tips in that direction.
Then I'd rather them all stay home and nobody continue on the year and redo the year next year.
Just blow off a whole year.
Blow off a whole year.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that.
Because I want them to get their education because now they're chilling.
Well, if you feel that way, then maybe Logan should stay home, but he should get up, put on his uniform like they require, and virtually school from the kitchen table or from the office or something like that, where he has to have.
Right. And then he'll be looking at sports scores. He'll be looking at...
we have cameras. Why don't you just threaten his life real quick? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what I expect of you. If you don't want to go into school every day, then this is what you need to do.
Nah, I don't. There's always ways around that.
How's there ways around it? We have cameras everywhere.
You still got to learn. Like, I could sit there with the camera on and I can still go online. I can still do things. I'm not going to be paying attention. In school class, I have to pay attention. Have to.
Well, I don't agree with you. So we have to talk about that and figure out which route we're going to go.
We can talk about it in depth.
Because I don't think that it's worth him going to school and risking his safety and risking the safety of everybody.
He's playing football with all these boys out there.
It's a little bit different. Like, they're outside, they have helmets on, they wear masks.
They're sweating, they're running, they're all types of stuff.
What does sweating and running have to do with COVID?
I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
Nothing. You're just saying stuff.
Right.
No, so I mean, I think that is probably more protected than being in school with a different set of boys. It's just adding another layer of risk to it that I don't think is necessary when there's an option. And believe me, like, I love the idea of them physically being in school. Of course, I think it's advantageous and better for the education, but I don't personally think that it's worth it. So we should just, converse about it and see who can...
we'll talk about it more.
Who can convince the other of their will.
We'll talk about it more.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. And you know what? Let me shout out to... it's a water company out in Atlanta. It's called Positivity Alkaline Water. They're minority owned. And we talk about, so many things that people use throughout the day that we really don't own. And when I say we, it's minorities don't really own. So I found this water company that's minority owned that actually tastes very, very good. So definitely check it out. Google it. It's called Positivity Water. They're not a sponsor. I'm just shouting them out because the water's dope. And I like to see minorities winning and minorities doing a lot of the things that people would never expect. When you hear water, you think of the big water brands. And this is, like I said, this is not a sponsor. They didn't pay for this. But you hear all these water brands, and I just think this dope. And congratulations to them. And thank you for sending me a case of water. Now, You know what I want to talk about? Something that happened the other day with Master P. Right?
Okay.
Master P was, he did like a little, I guess something on social media where he was talking about he's not an ATM and he's not lending his family money anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And people were talking about it. Oh, that's foul, or oh, I get it. And I know some of my family members are listening, but I understand. And this is the reason why I understand. A lot of times when you make money, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money, you could just be doing good for yourself. People always say, well, you're doing good, let me get some of that. And I hate that way of thinking. And the reason I hate that way of thinking is because people a lot of times don't necessarily know the sacrifice that you have to put in to make that money, or the struggle that you had to do, or the road or the journey you had to go through to actually get that bread. And when people always say, yo, Envy, y'all got it, you got this, you got that, but they don't necessarily realize what we had to do to get it and what we have to continue to do to continue getting it. So I feel it. I love my family, and I love my friends, but I also feel like there are no free handouts. Mm-hmm. Like nobody gave me a free handout. The only people that get a free handout is Janet, Butch, and Norma. Those are the only people. That's my mom and dad and her mom. And the reason for that is it is what it is. Like, yes, they put us here. They brought us into this world. They took care of us, so they get whatever they want. But everybody else, no, I'm out there hustling. During COVID and Corona, I'm out there trying to make it happen. We're trying to figure things out. We're going back and forth. We got 5 kids. We got mortgages. We got car notes. We got all that. So I feel like when something happens and times are hard, that could happen to any one of us.
Right.
Yes, you help. Yes, you make sure that they're good. But just to go help to help you buy something that you don't necessarily need, no. You get out there and work and bust your ass. Yes, life will throw you all types of fucking curveballs, and you got to be able to fucking hit that curveball. And we try to figure it out. Like today, I know Benz was registering the kids in school, and she was like, "Boss, you got a lot of kids that you got to pay tuition for."
Yeah, she said that to me today.
And I'm like,
she's like, today, I paid 4 tuitions, and it's only 4 because I paid the 5th 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So she was like, "Damn."
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
But people don't understand. We've been doing that for 19 years, paying kids tuition. We've been doing that for our other kids. Like, these are the things that we do. We've had cars and homes and investments. Like, what people don't understand is even with the investments, like we own a lot of properties. But when COVID hit, 60% of the people didn't pay mortgage. They didn't pay rent. They didn't pay rent.
And we didn't ask them to.
So we had to pay. We had to cover that on top of covering everything else that we had to do. So these are the things that we have to do that people don't understand. So when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. And like I said, when I heard it, at first it just sounded so blunt. I'm not an ATM. But then I was like, yeah, you goddamn right. I'm out there hustling. And to help people is not a problem. But people also got to remember that we have other lives to take care of.
Other obligations.
And it's very difficult. Now, teaching people is a little different. That's what I do all day.
I'm sorry. What's that saying? Something like...
Teach a man how to fish, that saying you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know that saying. Give a man a fish,
if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day.
Teach a man a fish,
teach a man how to fish, you feed him for life.
Correct. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm on. That's what I try to do with my family and friends. I try to teach them how to fish, whether it's real estate, whether it's investing, whether it's the stock market, whether it's whatever it may be. I try to explain. A lot of times people don't want to hear because they don't want to do the work.
Right.
They don't want to go through the process of figuring it out. I'm not gonna front.
They'd prefer a handout.
Yeah, and I hate figuring it out. Like, I hate it. It gives me a headache. It really does. But it is what it is. You got to do it. Gia, for instance, Gia sometimes is the type of person to be like, "Look, let's just do it." Me, I would like to break things down to see how it's done. Right? For instance, let's say we want to invest in a home. Gia be like, "I like this home. It's a great price. Let's buy it." That's Gia. Me, I'm like, "How much is it going to cost to fix? How much is the flooring? Let's make sure there's no damage. Do we need a roof? Who's going to fix it? How can we get somebody? That's
But
me.
in our relationship, you're a pessimist and I'm an optimist. I've always gone through life truly believing that things will work themselves out.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, everything is going to be okay. We will rise to the top, regardless of whatever it is. So I take on that mindset, and you're the what if mindset, which is technically the more responsible mindset. I'm just not that way. And anything that we've ever gotten ourselves into, we've always prevailed. We've never lost. We've never lost. And I think that's because of prayer and optimism and believing in yourself and believing in your decisions and believing in what you're capable of and all of your abilities. I believe that. And it's always prospered for us. You know, like how many times has something come up and you overthought it? Or maybe, I don't know. Hold on a minute. I don't even want to say overthought because, again, that's the responsible way to go about it. But let me just simplify it and say overthought it, right? And you've overthought it. And I'm like, it's gonna be fine. You know, it's going to work itself out, or we'll be able to do it. We'll be able to pull it off. And we do. And I never want to be the I told you so, but I'll just look at you and just be like, see? Mm-hmm. You'll be like, yeah, nah, you were right. You were right. And that's just the difference in our personalities in this relationship. But it's like a yin and a yang. I don't think that it's good for two people to be either one of those ways. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that we balance each other out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think a lot of times you see the future before I see it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times I get a little nervous and I'm very careful.
But there's a reason for that. I also believe that why I'm able to be that way and why it's much more difficult for you to be that way is because 75% of the burden falls on you.
Right.
So you carry that weight. You carry the anxiety of thinking, what if this doesn't work out? And you deal with things differently than I do. I'm more carefree. I am very rarely ever stressed about anything. And I don't want to say it's because I don't believe in stress, but I have my own coping mechanisms when it comes to stress, and I try not to succumb to it. Like if I'm stressed out, that means something really crazy is going on. So we take things on differently, but I have the luxury of being more optimistic because I don't have to take on as much as you do. And I want to show respect to that. It's not just that I'm optimistic and you're pessimistic. You really do have to consider, damn, if this doesn't work out, then what am I going to do to fix it? Or if this investment doesn't work out, what am I going to do to get back?
But I think that's the best thing about our relationship. It's you balance me out, you know?
And you balance me out.
Even when I'm mad at you about certain things, we still balance each other out. Like, for instance, right? There was one time you were right, one time you were wrong.
There's only one time?
No, when it comes to... I'll break it down. I'll break down what it is.
Only one
so
time
you guys know I love cars, right? Cars is my thing. I love it. That's my joy. Thank God I figured out a way to make money off of my cars. That's why I do the car shows. It's whatever. One car I wanted to buy, right? It was a Porsche, yellow.
Oh, mm-hmm.
I wanted this Porsche so bad. Gia was like, no. Gia was like, it's can't tell the difference. It's whatever, is expensive. And I'm like, no, they told me that this Porsche make money. It's a limited edition, this, that, and the other. So I called a friend of mine that knows cars with Gia on speakerphone. I thought he was going to be like, yeah, get it. The guy was like, nah, I wouldn't get that Porsche.
So it's not the best investment.
Not the best investment. I'm like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's hating.
He's hating.
He just wants me to get a car from him.
Because he sells cars as well.
So I bought the Porsche, right? Now, it wasn't like, I'm just going to go buy this Porsche. It doesn't happen like that. Like, Gia and I, we talk about one thing about us as a couple, anything that we buy, we talk about and discuss. Small or big, a piece of furniture, we talk about it. If it's a bag, we talk about it. If it's a car, we talk about it. If it's a pair of jeans, we talk about it, right? So we talk about it, we fought it. And I know Gia. Gia will get to the point after about a week of hearing my bullshit and be like, you know what? If you like it, get it. You work hard.
If you really want it.
Right.
And that's how I feel. Like you work hard. If you really want it, then go ahead and get it.
So I bought it. And I had it for about 2 years.
I don't think you had it that long.
A year and a half?
Maybe a year and a half.
Had it for about a year and a half. Nah, I think 2 years.
If you had it for 2 years, it sat in that garage for a year.
So
you never drove it.
I got rid of it, right? I sold it. When I sold it, it only had 500 miles on it.
See? Never drove it.
Right? When I drove it, the shit was like a race car. Gia never sat in it, I don't think, one time.
I never sat in that car.
But when I drove it, it was like...
I never sat in a lot of the cars, actually.
I know.
Yeah.
So when I drove it, it was like... One of those cars. It wasn't enjoyable.
Can you explain what that means for the people that are listening on SoundCloud or any other that can't see you? Because that might have came across...
It was rougher than a motherfucker. Like, it felt like you were in a race car. It felt like you were in a go-kart race car.
But with those cars, that's what you pay for.
It was nothing.
You know?
There's nothing luxurious about it. It didn't even have door handles. It was that type of car because the car was made just to be light to race. Mind you, I like my nice cars, but I'm the type of person I will go 0 to 60, and then when I get to 60, I slow down. That's just me. I'm not doing over that. I'll beat you to the next light. But when we get to the light, you go ahead. I'm good. I'm good doing my 59 miles an hour. I'm good. But anyway, bought the car. When I went to sell it because I thought it was an investment, lost money.
Lost a lot of money. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now.
No, he told you guys a lie. I was right twice. I told you not to buy that Fisker.
Yes. All right, so I'll explain the Fisker, but let me tell you where you were wrong. Then I wanted to buy another car. This car, Gia and I, we fought, like, to the point I was pissed off with her. I just wanted to say, go fuck yourself. Like, it was nasty.
What? When did this happen?
So, some of the best cars and things that I buy is usually somebody else's fuck up, right? And when I say somebody else's fuck up, the best come ups is when somebody else is on a downfall. That's just life. It's fucked up to say, but that is the truth. Stop looking at, I can see y'all looking at my pants. Stop. This doctor.
What car are you talking about? You're taking too long. I don't know what you're talking about.
This doctor bought this car, right?
Uh-huh.
And was going through a divorce with his wife and wanted to get rid of it fast so his wife wouldn't get half of it. Right?
Hold on. I'm trying.
It's the Carrera GT.
Yeah.
Carrera GT. Mm-hmm. Now, that's also the car that Paul Walker died in. Not the exact car, but the type of car. It's a Porsche Carrera GT. It's a very...
dangerous car.
It's dangerous.
That's what he's trying to say.
But it's
a very, very dangerous car. It is the car that Paul Walker crashed into a tree and died in.
Correct.
Because the car is damn near uncontrollable.
Correct. So the car it's pretty old, so it doesn't have any of the things that the newer cars have. So there's no traction control. It's a raw car. So when you're driving it, and you know how sometimes you slip and the car fixes itself? This doesn't fix itself. If you don't fix it, you're crashing. So I bought this car, right?
I didn't want him to have it because I thought it was too dangerous and I thought it was too expensive,
right,
by the way.
We fought and fought like nasty. But like...
You wanted me to go bleep myself? Really?
Yeah, because you don't understand. It got nasty.
For clarification, so I can understand nasty. Where he stood. Know what I mean?
Right. So,
okay.
Long story short, bought it. Talked her into it, bought it. After fighting with her, her whole thing is, well, babe, if you love it, you work hard, you could drive it. You could have it. Happy. So now I have this car. I had it for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Year and a half. Recently, I got an offer on the car to sell it where we would make $120,000 off the car.
Yeah.
So I was right. So all the other cars that I wasn't right for, made up for it.
No, honey. It's not that you were right. I didn't want you to get the car, not because I thought it was a bad investment. I thought it was an excellent investment, actually. I didn't want you to get it because I didn't want you to die driving it. So, no, I wasn't wrong. you probably only have driven that car maybe 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you buy all these cars and you don't even drive them.
Right. You have all these bags and you don't always wear them. You have all these shoes and you don't necessarily wear them. You have all these clothes.
Why are you in the background talking about facts? I didn't ask you. I asked you.
And the only reason Ben's knows is because we're moving. Ben's knows how many bags this mother effer has because she had to pack them in boxes. How many shoes this mother effer has because she had to pack them in boxes. And we sitting there like, what's it? All these clothes? Like, we never even seen you wear them. So go ahead.
I collect bags.
I collect cars.
Well, here's the difference between you and I. All right. You, Madison, Ben, look, you all talk about the fact that I buy all these bags or you buy me all these bags or whatever, and I don't wear them. I buy these things or accept them as gifts, not necessarily because I'm hyped to wear them. I genuinely collect them. You've bought me bags, beautiful bags from 5 years ago that I literally opened up the box and was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
What's different between you and me?
Maybe took a picture. I'm going to explain. Close the box and have never opened the box again. I collect. I enjoy owning.
Me too.
I don't necessarily have to wear it for the world to see.
Me too.
Okay. My foresight and my plan is to pass these bags down onto my daughters.
Me too.
No, because you get these cars, you drive them for a year or two, you get tired of them, and then you sell them, you trade them in,
See, but this is the
like
difference
whatever.
between me and
No,
you.
if I own anything, a piece of jewelry, a bag, shoes, not so much. You wear them and then they're done
This is
or
the
whatever.
difference
Hold
between
on.
me and you.
Hold on, let me finish. If I buy it, I am owning it for life. I'm not selling it. I'm not trading it in.
glad you
I'm
said
not
that.
getting rid of it. I am passing whatever I buy for myself on to my daughters. And the idea that I can pass them something on 20 years later that's never even been used, never been opened, never been worn. So now you have something that's vintage, that's brand new. Like, they are going to have like the sickest collection. And that's what I'm doing. Like, it's with the foresight of my daughters. Shoes, not so much, because we don't know if they're going to be my shoe size. So if I don't wear my shoes, whatever.
This is the difference.
But my bags, no.
This is the difference.
What's the difference?
The difference is the difference between a hustler and a super hustler. I'm going to explain to you.
Please, because we need explanation.
I don't give a... Look, for me, everything's for sale. If somebody comes and says, hey, Envy, nice watch. Can I buy it from you? And I make some money off of it?
Make me an offer.
Watch is yours. Oh, your wedding ring. How much you offering me? The wedding ring is yours. That is me. I don't give a what it is. There's nothing that I want.
Yeah, he doesn't
that
grow
I will
attachments
keep.
to material
Nothing
things.
at all. If somebody says, Envy, I want your underwear right now, I'm like, all right. That is me. I don't care. Why are you looking like that? That's not looking like, I'll buy it. But for real, I don't care what it is. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to sell it. That's me. I don't care if it's a car. There's nothing for instance, we just bought a house, right? We just painted this house.
Oh, I know what you're about
We got
to say.
furniture. The other day I went to get, I was like, yo. Now I was just testing it out because I was like, the market's doing pretty good. The house is in a great area. I'm like, we might be able to make a couple dollars on this house. So I threw it together. I'm like, yo, babe, well, why don't we kind of test the waters and see, if somebody would buy this house? No. I just painted this house. I ordered the furniture. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that. Shit. We bought the house. If we can make some money off this house.
He said if someone came and offered us X amount of dollars for this house and we made X amount of dollars, would you sell it? And I said, there is no way in hell that I will ever sell this house.
That's the difference between me and her.
I don't care what they offer me, because everything is not about money for me. It's not. You're very different. If someone asked me to buy my engagement ring, I don't care what they offered me. I would not sell it. This house, I am pouring every drop of my being into designing, decorating, and curating this entire, like every inch of this house. I am not selling it, period. If someone offered me a profitable amount of money for my bag collection, I am not selling it. I'm not selling my watch. I'm not selling anything. When I purchase something, it is because I plan on enjoying it in some way, shape, or form. And certain things, yes, I grow attachments to, and I wouldn't let go. So you and I are very different in that way.
Everything's for sale.
We will never sell that house.
Everything is for sale. Everything. I don't give a fuck what it is. It is for sale. That is me. I don't even know how we got here, but that is me. I will sell everything. It is what. How did we get here? I don't even know what we were talking about.
We were talking about. Well, first of all, I'm going to backtrack one more time and say I was right when you bought the Fisker. He bought a car that I told him not to buy because it was the first year that it was released and it was the guinea pig. Like, I felt like we are going to be the guinea pig buyers of this car. And we were when we bought it. And what was the problem the car was having? Not ours.
The batteries were blowing up.
The batteries were blowing up in this car. And it was an electric car?
So what it was, a Fisker is a company that came back out. They changed the name. Fisker is a company that came out really before, around the time Tesla came out. The car looked beautiful. It was electric and gas. So you can charge it and use gas. So it would go back and forth. Save a lot of money, tax break. I seen the car. I loved it. And I wanted to have it. Gears told me, no, you're bugging. You're crazy. Chill the fuck out. I had to have this car. I bought the car.
We agreed again. If you really want it.
Get it.
But I thought it was a terrible idea. I'm like, this is the first batch. This is the first round of this car. It's too new. Like, let it live for a second. Let everything that's going to go wrong. And then if it lasts for 2 or 3 years, preferably more like 3 years, then if you still want one, go buy one. No, he had to have it. Oh, it's hot. Nobody got it. It's fresh. I'm going to be the first one with it. All right.
She was totally right. I bought this car.
That floats your boat.
I bought the car, and I swear, maybe 30 days later.
It was probably maybe 60. It might have been 60 days
later. The battery started blowing up, and the company went under.
Like, the company ceased to exist. Okay?
Right.
And that was a pricey car.
It was. I bought the car from, now this was when Range Rover was selling the car. I went back to Land Rover. Yeah. There was no signs of Fisker anymore in Land Rover. I couldn't get it fixed. The car the batteries were blowing up. So I was like, I'm going to sell this car because I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't fix it. If there was a problem, an oil change, I was like, I got to get out of this car. So I'll tell you the price. So the car was $100,000.
It was $120,000.
I think 199. Let's say, well, 120. Whatever. When I went to sell the car, maybe less than 3 months later.
Give it to him.
It was like 58,000.
Talk about an L. Oh my gosh.
58,000, and it just kept going down.
Yep.
It was all bad to the point where I was just like, shit.
And like I told you earlier, I told you I was some type of person, but I was just like, see.
So I was sick. But no, there's no but. I wound up selling it. I lost a lot of money on that car. That was the one car I regret. And if they decided to give me that car, I wouldn't take it. Because that car hurt my heart. It hurt my pockets. And it was at a time when financially we're doing good now. We weren't doing great then. We were okay. And when I took that L, it was one of those things.
When was that?
It was put like this. I traded that just to get rid of it. I traded it in for a Wrangler. A Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, is that what? Okay, yeah.
Now, if you know out there, if you buy a Jeep Wrangler, if you buy it or you lease it, your note is about between $400 and $500 a month. My note for my Jeep Wrangler was $900 a month because they had to get all that bad equity from that motherfucking Fisker and throw into my Jeep Wrangler, which I was pissed off. So I had a Jeep Wrangler that I was paying $900 a month. So a lot of you out there have Lexuses and BMWs, you pay less than me. My Wrangler costs more than your shits.
So anyway, we got to this because you were talking about Master P and the whole ATM situation.
Oh yeah, I don't even know how we got to the car shit. But anyway,
neither do I.
When it comes to I would rather teach people and explain people how to do things, how to get around things, how to help them, so that way they don't have to go through the same things that I had to go through. That way they can get a lot of the things. Like my assistant, we talk about a lot, Benz, I told her right now, now is the time to buy a house. Even if you're not thinking about buying a house, this is the time to do it right now. And I know you don't like cold. I know you like cold water.
I'm just thirsty. It's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So when it comes to it, I was like, now is the time. And the reason I say now is the time is because interest rates are low. You can get all types of grants and we can find a property. So now I'm trying to help her find a property. And those are the things that I try to do. I ain't giving Benz no money. I love her to death. But Ben's got to go out and get it herself. She hustling. I'll show her how to do it. But I ain't giving her shit.
I'm not even going to look at you, Ben. I'm not even going to look at you. So how I feel about the whole ATM, quote unquote, situation is I'm all for helping someone when they're down and out because I was raised in a household where that's what my mother did. And money, yes, we work hard for it and everything, but money can also reach out and pull somebody up from, the depths of despair. So I'm game for doing that. And you're tough talking, but you are game for that too. Like we have helped.
Yeah, there's investments and people that have some
that
ideas.
We love,
I love to help.
Or, just people that are down on their luck, and that is the type of situation where it's a gift to be able to help someone.
Absolutely.
And I personally don't really believe in lending money. I personally believe that if I can afford to lend it to you, I can afford to give it to you. And the reason for that is a lot of times when you lend money, I've seen it ruin relationships.
Correct.
Within families, amongst friends, and it can be a poison. Someone being in a situation can really be a poison because I'm sure that you guys have seen this, whether it's happened to you or people around you. We've certainly seen it where you lend someone money for something important. And they're like, all right, I'll pay you back when X, Y, and Z happens, when my tax return check comes in, when I get paid on the first, when this, when that. And when this, when that never actually comes back around, and you're sitting there thinking like, I thought that you said, and it's not really because, it may be because, but for us, it's not really because we were watching the money like that. It's more so the fact that you said that you were going to do something and you didn't make good on what you said. Now, you may not have known when you turned around to pay us back, we might have said, don't worry, keep that. But you don't know that. And you never made good on what we agreed upon or never attempted to. And that can ruin a relationship. Or you see that person that was supposed to pay you back go out, make money, get that money, and then buy something with it. That actually happened to me when I was much younger. Before we were married, I lent a friend a significant amount of money. For me at the time, it was $2,000 for something that was very important to her. And she was supposed to pay me back. Next thing I knew, about maybe 4 or 5 months later, she got a settlement for something. And she went out and got a car. And never paid me back my $2,000. And it ruined our friendship. Because at that time, like, I'm working and I'm earning money. So that pinched me, and we weren't friends after that. When it comes to family in particular, and maybe even close friends, my problem is more so when people feel entitled. That's what bothers me. You feel entitled because, like you said earlier, they may look at it like, y'all got it. Like, that's nothing to you. It's big to me. It's nothing to you. You got it. So, like, what's the problem? That's a sense of entitlement. Or when you have lent or given and people take advantage. Maybe the first time you came because you were down and out, or because it was something important. Now you're coming to me because you want to put money down on a car or something came up and, you want to buy this, you want to buy that. I'm not here for the if you want to buy, because for me, that money can go into my kids' hands. Now, I have 5 children. It's not for you to get a 2020 X, Y, and Z. That's not what we work hard for. That's not what we financially plan for. You know what I mean? So it gets very, very sticky. And like I said, I prefer to give. If I love you and you feel comfortable enough to ask me for something, here, take this and, do whatever it is that you have to do and, prosper. That's what that's about,
Absolutely. Well, it's time to get up out of here.
Really? Hold on. How many minutes are we in?
We're over an hour.
Are we at over an hour?
Yes, we're over an hour.
Are we?
Yes.
He said right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. I'll let you live.
all right. Well, it's time to get up out of here. You guys be safe. Wish me luck on this COVID test. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
All right.
You forgot your closing?
No, I'm about to say something.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead. What? There was like 2 seconds of silence.
I don't even want to embarrass you. Well.
What? Tell me.
No, I don't embarrass you.
You're going to embarrass me?
Yeah.
What?
I'm about to eat the box. 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 I'm about to eat the box.
Is Estok twerking in the background?
Eat the box. Eat the box.
Okay, Estok, I can't even watch you right now.
Eat the box. Eat the box.
I don't even know what dance that is right now.
All right, y'all. I'm DJ Envy.
And I am Kia Casey.
And that was another edition of the KC Crew.
Toodles.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy. Now, you know me, you know my family. I met my wife in high school. But maybe you need a boo out there. Maybe there's somebody that you want to holler at. And we're doing Shoot Your Shot. You can holler at somebody virtually. Now, this is how it works. We're going to put you in with somebody. We're going to give you 2 minutes. The world's going to watch, so you better have your game up to par. And then we'll see what happens from there. Check it out on Zap Life.